Hello everyone, Catweazle here. Welcome back to turn 9 of Eldritch Horror, Nephren-Ka. Right, the first thing to mention, we're going back to the Bent Pyramid and the Beast, and the fact we got 4 health on it. To get 4 health on the Beast, you do need to have a relic, which seems to have kiboshed my plan, except I forgot something else. Yes, Monterey, a couple of turns ago, when he did the expedition in Rome, should have got a relic unique asset. And what I meant to do was draw it at the beginning of last turn, and I forgot. So I'll draw it now. So let's get the unique asset deck. Task. Ally. Mysterious magical relic. Right. Mysterious idol. Item, magical relic. When you gain this card from the deck, gain 1 clue. So Monty gets a clue as well as the magical relic. Put that over here. Put this back. And he gets a clue. Whoop, that one will do. He's now got 2 clues. And he's now got a magical relic. Now we get into the realms of, like... having played this particular expansion before, what he would have done, whoop, it says knocking the stand, what he would have done is being aware of what, there was only one single monster left on the board at that time, which was the epic monster, so he would have given that relic for the brief time that Harvey was going, that Hank was going bonkers in order to put the 4 health on it. And let's be honest, you know, he's going insane, Hank. And the whole point of his insane story is to be able to do something like that. So fortunately, we did have a relic. We did have Monterey standing with him at the time. And I think it'd be a bit harsh not for him to get his final 4 health in on a monster. But does need a relic to hurt it, the Sphinx. So we've got Monterey there. He had a relic. He would have handed it over for that brief time for Hank to put the 4 health onto the Sphinx. So I'm going to let that stand. He did have a relic. If he didn't have a relic or a chance of having one, then I wouldn't have done it. But he did, because I forgot to draw it at the start of turn 8. So he did actually have the mysterious idol. One more thing I've got to do is, because he did have the mysterious idol, turn 8, I've got to do the reckoning effect on it, which it's got here. So the idol reveals its true purpose to you. Flip this card. The idol begins to glow, and as you lift it from your bag, its surface flares white hot. In that moment, the pain is nearly too much for you to bear. We test strength. Well, his strength is 4, fortunately. 1, 2, 3, 4. And he gets 2 successes. So let's have a look. If you pass, you grip the idol tightly and the heat fades along with your past pains. Recover 1 health or discard 1 injury or illness condition. Well, he didn't have an injury or illness condition, but he was short on a health, so he's going to get 1 back. There we go. And he keeps it. He keeps the card as well, which is good. Right. So we've brought that back up to date. The 4 health stays on the Beast, and we're up to date with Monty, who should have had that relic actually for 2 turns. He should have got it when he resolved the expedition encounter in Rome. Right, where's everybody else? Well, we're going to change our first player to Minh. So Minh's over here at Cairo. Next is going to be Joe. Then it's going to be Monty, and then it's going to be Mandy. A couple of other things George pointed out about, for example, Minh. Her ability doesn't stack, so even if she went with Joe, it probably wouldn't cause a great deal of difference. So we'll probably have a bit of a shuffle around. But with Minh as first player, it means we can get everybody to the same place on the sideboard, so we will probably do that. Right, let's get on with the action phase. And here we are back at the Egypt board. I've moved everybody into the pyramid spot here. It just makes it easier. I have to do less edits. I had a change of heart on the first player. The first player is going to be Monty. So what's he going to do for his first action? Well, his first action, he's going to trade. And he's going to trade with Mandy. And what they're going to do is they're going to trade spells. Mandy's going to get clairvoyance. It means she can do research encounters remotely. And if you remember, she's got a special ability whereby she can get extra clues, I think. And in return, she's going to give Plumb the Void to Monty. So that will be a good use of his time. So he's traded for his first action, and for his second action he's going to use Plumb the Void. So let's move this over here. So with the Plumb the Void spell, test law -1. If he passes, an investigator of his choice may move to any space. And he passes. Only one success though. Let's flip the card. You remember that a swirling passage to an unknown world opened before you, but did you travel through it? If you did, where did you go? Discard this card unless you gain an amnesia condition. Arrgh! So we're going to have to take an amnesia condition. I could see that coming once it was mentioned in his memory was going. So I think that's madness. Despair, hunger, hallucinations, despair, amnesia. You may perform a rest action. When you perform a rest action, you may roll 1 die. On a 5 or 6, discard this card. So everybody's getting conditions, man. Put those back. But he does get to move. So moves all the way to. Should he move to Sydney and close the gate? No, he'll move to Arkham. As Log suggested, he might actually close the gate first. So he's moved all the way to the Arkham. It's unguarded, so that's where he has gone. Okay, after Monty, it is Mandy. She's at the pyramids. Now, what's she going to do? Does Joe have any stuff that she could do with? Yep, she's going to trade, and she's just going to trade for Wither off Joe. We've got like a spare action, so that's what she's going to use it for. So her first action, she's traded with Joe and she's got the Wither spell. Then, for a second action, she is going to rest. We're going to try and get rid of this infection condition. We need a 4, 5 or 6 on 1 die. She gets a 6 and gets rid of it. What a star. So, we've got rid of the infection condition. That's good. That's an illness. Put it with the illness cards. Brilliant. And that'd be it normally, but obviously she's got a free move as well. So she's going to use a free move to go to Alexandria. So that's it for Mandy. After Mandy, it is Min. First of all, she's going to use a free move. So she goes to the pyramids. For her first action, she's going to trade. Oh no, she doesn't need anything. So she's not going to trade. We want to keep most of the stuff with Joe anyway. It's mainly for re-rolls and stuff like that. He'd probably have traded a bit more if he wasn't going to face the beast. So she's actually going to move. She's not going to stop at the pyramids. She's going to use a free action. She's going to go to Alexandria. And then what she's going to do, for her first action is she's going to move to the Sahara Desert. She's going to try and shut this Sahara Desert gate. We'll do it that way. So, oh, you can't see that, can you? Hang on. There we go. She moved from Cairo to Alexandria, which was fine. It was all local paths, free move. And then she went to the Sahara Desert with her travel action. And she's got one left. And what she's going to do with her action that's left is she's going to rest, and we're trying to get rid of the disease condition. So one die, but we need a 5 or a 6, so we'll pick that one that just gave us a 6. Come on, a 2. So unfortunately she didn't get rid of her diseased condition. That's it for Minh, and then it's our final player this turn, this action phase, which is Joe Diamond. Joe Diamond is going to go to the Bent Pyramid. For his first action, he is going to use the Monster Hunter. Here's the Monster Hunter action. A monster of your choice on your space loses 1 health. We're putting 1 extra health onto the beast. It now only requires for us to get 1 hit in on it, and it is history, baby. Still got an action left, so he may as well rest. Let's see if we can get rid of this despair condition. So when you perform a rest action, you cannot recover sanity. So he's going to rest, but he does get a stamina back. So he's back to 7 stamina. And now we flip this card and hope it isn't too bad. Horrifying knowledge. That doesn't sound good. With all you've seen and heard, how could you possibly go on? Fearing what might await in death, you instead hope that gouging your eyes or giving yourself a lobotomy will end your suffering? Blimey! He's got a will -1 test. His will's 4. But I'm sure he gets +1 will off something. Let's have a check. No, that's combat encounters. Oh, I get +2 will from Book of the Dead. That's got nothing to do with combat encounters. So he's actually got 6. 6 -1, so he'll get 5 dice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he has got 5 dice. Thanks to the Book of the Dead. And he gets a success. He gets 2 successes because he's blessed. So these should have been blue dice. He's got a 5 and a 4. It's okay, I forgot to use his blue dice. But I remembered the important thing, which is he's blessed. If you pass, discard this card. Man, glad to get rid of that. That's despair, that's a madness condition. Put it with the madness conditions. Right, okay, so that is it for the action phase. Got rid of all those conditions. Well, we got one. We got an amnesia condition for Monty, and we were unable to get rid of the disease condition for Minh, but we did get rid of despair, and we did get rid of the infection for both Joe and Mandy. Right, let's get into the encounter phase. And here we are with Joe. He's in Arkham. Let's shut the gate. We may as well. Let's get a couple of these gates finished, and hopefully we can relax a bit in a couple of turns' time when the Omen moves on to the Red Sunburst. So, gate deck. Monty's going to the past. Through the shifting sands of the desert, you spot a deranged looking man. You try to follow him, but he abruptly disappears. You search the windswept landscape for any sign of him. Observation. He's now got the private investigator, which is +1. He's got 3 observation anyway, so that is 4. 4 observation, 5 observation. We've got Henry Wilcox. We get +1, otherworld encounter. So 5 observation, 5 dice. Whoop, we got 2 successes there. And another one. Right, so there we go. 2 successes. Let's move on to the pass condition. You find the man inside a cave examining a mural. You think you recognise Abdul al-Hazred from the Nameless City. Test law -1. Right, his law is 3. Do we get any? Bear with me as I check the million cards. The addition we get's obviously from Henry again. So he's got 3, -1, +1 for Henry. He will get 3. 3 dice. Let's get rid of these ones. We don't want them. Oh, he fails. He's going to spend clues. I want to pass this. So, first clue. And he gets a 6. So he spent a clue. That in the discard. And he's passed. Excellent stuff. If you pass, the Mad Arab returns you to your home. Close this gate. That's what we wanted. That goes. Close one of these gates. Excellent stuff. Well done, Monty. Only cost you a clue, but I think it was well worth it. Right, next up is Mandy Thompson, and she's in Alexandria. And here's Mandy in Alexandria. She'll do an Alexandria location, I think. Her law's okay. It's at 3 now. So, whiz it over. Alexandria. At the Athenaeus, a man at the next table is making coins disappear and reappear. It looks like real magic, and you ask for his secret. Test influence. Influence is 3, so that's not too bad. Don't think she has any additions anywhere, so 1, 2, 3. Two successes. Woo! If you pass, he teaches you a trick. Gain 1 glamour spell. It's alright, Alexandria, isn't it? So, glamour spell. Spell deck. Bottom, feed the mind, no. Missive relay, no. Conjuration, no. Shriveling, no. Damn it! Could have done with that. Markings of Isis. Gain +1 to all skills. We will have that. Brilliant. Once per round you may re-roll 1 die when resolving a test. That is, I think that's the best glamour spell in the whole spell deck, I think. So that was cool. It's about time we got one. We've pulled about 5 glamour spells. Right, so that was very, very helpful. Cool. Next, it's Minh, and Minh's over here. She's at the Sahara Desert, and she's going to try and close this gate. So let's get the gate deck again. Here we are. And she's going to the City of the Great Race. You find others who, like you, have had their consciousness pulled into alien bodies from throughout time. You try to convince them to share their knowledge. Test influence. I don't think her influence is that great. Oh no, 3. Whoop, and she's got a clue. But she gets 2 successes. Ha ha! Right. Their stories are highly illuminating. Gain 2 clues. They remind you of a ritual you researched that may provide you with a solution. Test law -1. So she gets 2 clues. 1, 2. So she's now got 3 clues, which we can use in the law -1 test, hopefully. The law's 3, so she's got 2 dice. Let's take these 2 5s. Happy dice. Oh, damn it. Right. She's failed, so she's going to spend 1 clue. Come on. Rubbish. She's going to spend another clue. I really want to close this gate. A 5. So she spends 2 clues. Passes. It's unfortunate, I'd like to have kept them, but the 2 clues that she got up here, she's spent to pass. If you pass, close this gate. Excellent. So the Sahara Desert Gate has been closed. Brilliant. Ooh, didn't pick up the whole deck. I'm at the back. Right, that's it for Min. So let's move on. And now it's Joe. First thing Joe is going to do is attack the beast. He has got a relic, so he can attack it. It's magically resistant. It's tough. So first of all, we have a will test -1. His will's 4, 6 with the Book of the Dead, and 6 with the Book of the Dead, plus I think the Enchanted Blade means he gains +1. Oh, probably not, because it's enchanted. Is there another +1 somewhere? Well, I've got a re-roll with the King James's Bible. And once per round with Father Maluzzo, I may add a success. So he's already got 1 success with Father Maluzzo, and we need 2. It's got 6 -1 is 5. I don't think I can use the Enchanted Blade benefit because it's magical. So that's 5 dice, and we've got 1 re-roll. But remember, we've already got 1 success through Father Maluzzo. And 2 successes, we're fine. So we don't lose any sanity, we've passed that. So it's -3 on the combat check. So he's got 3. He's got 3 strength and +3 from the Colt Revolver. So that's 6. And hang on, let me just add it all up, won't be a second. Sorry about that. He's got because he's got tons of stuff, I have to be sure. Yeah, he's got +3 from the Colt Revolver. He's got his own 3 strength, which is 6. He does get a +1 from the Colt Pocket. It does stack. So that is 7. -3 is 4 dice, and he's got 4 re-rolls. So hopefully we can do it. 4 dice. 4 blessed dice. And 3 successes. He didn't need any re-rolls. That's the end of the beast. One thing though, he does have treasure. No, it isn't. There's something here. Yeah. Book of the Dead. Defeat a monster, which includes an epic monster. Gain a clue. We'll take that one. He gets a clue. And this baby goes back into the epic monster pile. We'll just check the mystery. Some mysteries we can get rid of straight away. No, it's an end of the Mythos phase. So we'll bear that in mind. Okay, so that went very, very well. He's still got an encounter he can have. So he'll have a bent pyramid encounter. Let's see if he can gain an artifact. That'd be very useful. That's upside down. The bent pyramid. A voice offers you a glimpse of the future. and you witness a terrifying vision of your own death. Will -1. Well, he's up to 6 because he's got the Book of the Dead. And it's not a combat encounter, so we won't get anything else. So that is 5 blessed dice. And he gets 4 successes, so I think we can safely say he passed that. If you pass, you keep your cool and find a powerful object deeper in the pyramid. Gain 1 relic artifact. Cool. Another one we can possibly burn to keep doom at bay. But let's see what it is. 1 relic artifact. Item tome. It's not got the keyword relic, so right in there. Lightning gun. That'd have been nice, but it's not got the keyword relic. Silver key. Item magical. Satchel of the Void, item magical. Come on. Leave Devon. Just a tome. Ah, Kopesh of the Abyss. We've had this one before, and it's a beast of a weapon. Gain +5 strength during combat encounters. Yes! Once per round, when you defeat a monster during a combat encounter, you may move to the nearest space containing a monster. Brilliant. Just something else to put on good old Joe's caravan train of relics and assets and all the other stuff that he's got. That is very strong. So if we do end up getting this other, the next mystery we could do with it being this Haunter in the Dark, because it's flipping hell, we'll win next turn. So cool. Right, so that is it for the encounter phase. So next up, it is the Mythos phase. And here we are at the laugh and chuckle phase. Right, let's see what we've got. Oh, it couldn't last. One of those rumours. We should have got these in, obviously, if you remember, in the first 4 cards. But we got a Mythos card, which meant we had to shuffle the whole deck. So we should have had this a lot earlier, but we've got it now. So first things first, we get 2 clues. The first clue goes to Tel El Amarna, and the next one goes to the Nile River. So there's 2 clues on the Nile River now. Good, good. Right. Space 7 gets a marker. Let's dig one of those out. Space 7, where are you? That's space 9. 6, 8, 7 is Panama. So there's a clue there as well. A dozen unpleasant looking strangers have settled into Panama with a large collection of astronomical reference books. There is something unique about this place and time that allows them to rip apart the fabric of reality. The stars aligned. Ongoing rumour. As an encounter, an investigator on Space 7 may attempt to find these strangers based on his observations of the stars. Observation test. We've got Monty dead close, and Monty has got excellent observation. If he passes, he convinces La Polizia to remove these strangers. He may spend clues equal to half the investigators to solve this rumour. He's got one clue, he needs another clue. But there is a clue. There is a clue on Space 7. So we could move to Space 7, get a clue to make it up to 2 clues. And then the turn after that, he can then try and do the observation test, I think. Has anybody got 2 clues? No, everybody's got one clue. Min, if she hadn't have had to spend 2 clues to finish her encounter off, we could have moved her up to try it, you know, with Plumb the Void, but unfortunately not. So, right, let's put this on space 7 so we know what's going on. Right, so that's there. I think that's it. On a reckoning, we advanced the omen by 1, but we didn't have a reckoning, so that's cool. It's looking great. How did that go? Pretty funky, I think. I don't think there's any problems with that at all as regards like things going wrong or whatever. A couple of conditions we didn't manage to get rid of, but I think that's it. We had to spend a couple of clues, but again, we ended up passing, so you can't really complain about that. So the only thing is we've got a rumour, but hopefully we'll be able to sort that out as well. In fact, I think we might even be able to ignore it. So the only problem with the rumour is, as regards anything happening, is we advance the omen by 1. So the omen's going to spin round a bit quicker. We've only got 1 gate open, so that's only going to lose us 1 doom. Might even ignore this. Oh, there is one thing I've got to do though, isn't there? We have completed the mystery. The end of the Mythos phase, the Beast Epic Monster has been defeated. Solve this mystery. It's solved. So that's 2 solved. We could do with the Haunter in the Dark one. The Black Wind. Ah, it's this. It's this, cobblers. A vicious tempestuous storm wreaks havoc upon the people and lands of Egypt, leaving naught but desolate wasteland in its wake, and yet it may only be masking an even deadlier threat. When this card enters place 1 Eldritch token on each of the following spaces: Alexandria, the Bent Pyramid, Cairo, and Tel El Amarna. 3, 4, move that out of the way. So Cairo, the Bent Pyramid, well, Joe's at the Bent Pyramid. Tel El Amarna, and was it Alexandria? Let's just check. Yeah, it was Alexandria, where we've got Mandy, so perhaps this won't be too bad after all. As an encounter, an investigator on a space containing an Eldritch token may attempt to banish the Black Wind from Egypt. He draws and resolves a Black Wind special encounter. That must be... they must be in this deck, with the tentacles on. They're the special encounters. At the end of the Mythos phase, if there are Eldritch tokens on this card equal to half the investigator solve this mystery. We could do it next turn. We could do it next turn. If Joe and Mandy are able to do those encounters, take those Eldritch tokens, put them on the mystery, we could have won next turn. Woo. Woo, woo, woo. Right, so looks like it'll be an action-packed next turn. As usual, this is the end of this turn, so anybody not wishing to see the turn review, by all means, switch off now. You're not going to miss anything unless I catch something in the upload and have to do a correction. But other than that, to all intents and purposes, the turn's over. So I'll see you next time. Anybody who's hanging on by the magic of video editing, I'll be back with you in, about 5 or 6 seconds. Hello, Catweazle here. Welcome back to the turn review. Just a couple of things I did notice in editing, as you'll see if you notice the captions flicking across the screen. With Joe Diamond, for example, got his actions slightly mixed up. He should have rested, then moved, and then gone to the Bent Pyramid and used the Monster Hunter. So, because it was all in the same action, just pretend I did it that way. Rather than mess about. I would have done if I'd been thinking straight. So what else was there? Oh yeah, for some reason there are 2 clues on the Nile River, One is the Nile River and the other one is supposedly for space 1. Think there may have been some sort of encounter or something where I had to put a clue on there. I'm not too sure. I'm not going to go all the way back and look through everything. But I was just wondering, when I saw it, I thought, how come I've got 2 clues on there? I'm sure there's only 1 clue for each space, but I think there was an encounter or something. If there wasn't, it doesn't matter. We haven't picked it up, and I don't think we are going to pick it up during the course of the game. It's just one of those things. I don't quite know how it's got there, but it's probably something that happened earlier on. Either that or I've knocked the board or something. But I don't think I've knocked the board to get it from space 1 all the way across to the Nile River. I suppose I might have missed the discard, the clue discard box, and it's rolled out, I don't know. But I think it was probably an encounter. Right, anyway, as I said, we're not going to be using it or picking it up, so no biggie. The turn went brilliantly. Virtually everything came off, apart from us not being able to get rid of a condition, the disease condition of Min, and Monty getting that amnesia condition, which is just a bit of a pain. But we didn't have a reckoning, so groovy. Even the rumour we got, we can ignore it. We can ignore it because of the new mystery, which means that we just need to get 2 Eldritch tokens from encounters either at Alexandria, the Bent Pyramid, Tel El Amarna or Cairo. We get 2 of those onto the mystery, it's all over at the end of the next Mythos phase, so it doesn't matter. So that's what we're going to go for. So other things on top of that were pretty good this turn was obviously Joe getting the Kopesh of the Abyss, which is just a beast of a magical weapon. That is just brilliant. And we managed to shut 2 gates, but I don't think even that matters now with this new mystery. And of course, Joe did manage to defeat the monster, the epic monster. So we got rid of that mystery. So as I briefly touched on, the main thing is this new mystery, and can we get it finished next turn? We have got an excellent chance of getting it done this turn. So what are the plans for the next turn? 1, let's get everybody in a position to try and pick up one of those encounters. And we can do that. We've already got Mandy and Joe on the Bent Pyramid in Alexandria. So during their encounter phase, they're going to try and do that. We've got Min in the Sahara Desert. Well, she's going to move to Tel El Amarna. She can use 1 travel action to get to Alexandria, then a free move to Tel El Amarna, and she can take on that particular Eldritch token. Monterey has Plumb the Void, so he's going to use Plumb the Void again and go to Cairo. So every single Eldritch token will have an investigator with it to do the encounter, assuming that Monterey can cast Plumb the Void. But I think he can do it, man. Other actions, apart from getting everybody like set up where they're in a position to do one of those Eldritch token encounters, we'll have a look. For example, I think Joe can do that old journal. He's got plenty of health, plenty of sanity, he doesn't need to rest. So he'll do the old journal, and you know, we might get something useful on the backside of that. And then he can get a focus. So, you know, let's have all the re-rolls we can get for succeeding at the encounter. Monterey Jack, as mentioned, he's going to cast Plumb the Void. He'll go to Cairo. Then I don't think he's got anything else, really. He could rest to get rid of amnesia, but we're not planning for this to last to get in another reckoning. So, I mean, we'll probably have to go to the end of the Mythos phase. If we do get a reckoning, it should be all over by then. You know, if he gets devoured, he gets devoured. So he won't rest. What he will do is get a focus. Again, another re-roll for that encounter. Then we've got Mandy Thompson. She's be at Alexandria, so what's she going to do first? Well, she's got Markings of Isis, which is pretty cool. She can rest. Why not get her back up to 5 stamina, and then she can get a focus. So another reroll. That's what we need. So that'd be pretty cool. Then it's Minh. Minh, as mentioned, she's got to use one travel action to get to Tel El Amarna. But other than that, again, she could rest to get rid of the diseased condition, but as we know, that diseased condition, she'll only lose another health. She's got loads of health. So let's not bother resting. Let's get a focus. So everybody's going to get a focus during the action phase, and then they'll do other bits and bobs. Then during the encounter phase, every single person does one of those Black Wind encounters. We only need to succeed at 2. Joe's blessed. You know, come on. We've got to get... all we need is 2 out of 4. We've got, like, clues. We'll have focuses. It should all be over next turn if we do it this way. And we'll have pulled it out of the bag. Things started going right from when poor old Hank and Harvey bit the dust. And basically we've just been riding the luck wave since then. So I think we should be able to get it done next turn. We can ignore the rumour. We can ignore like any reckoning that comes along really. I don't think it is going to be a problem. So let's just go for it, baby. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you'll join me next time for Eldritch Horror Nephren-Ka. Thanks very much for watching, very much for all the subscriptions and for all the help. We wouldn't have got to this situation without everybody chipping in. It's been a real team effort. So hopefully we'll be able to finish it off next turn, and that'll be groovy. So as mentioned, I'll see you then. Until then, this is me, Catweazle, signing off. Toodaloo.